Hello everyone, it's Larry here with Sod Busters Metal Detecting, and this is going to be your complete beginner's guide to metal detecting, so let's get started. Okay you guys, as we get to talking about the equipment and the techniques and the little tips and tricks here that I'm going to show you, I want you to know that whatever equipment that you need, if you already have a detector, that's great. But if you're needing a detector, I do sell those detectors, and I will have links down in the description of this video where you can obtain any and all of your metal detecting needs. So feel free to reach out to me and I can help you choose the right equipment for you and for your budget. Alright, so as you can see here, I have a variety of different metal detectors here. This is just a few of the metal detectors that I've owned. I've sold quite a few over the years as well, of my own personal metal detectors. So there are a lot of different types of metal detectors. There's types that you can use for just coin and relic hunting. There's metal detectors that you can use for strictly going out for gold or meteorites and things along those lines, prospecting detectors. So and then you have a variety of detectors that will cover both the coins, the relics, and the gold. And that's personally my personal detector is that right now. That is the Minelab Equinox 800. This is my personal favorite at this point in time. This detector has done really well for me. So the first step is to find yourself a detector that is going to work for you. A detector that's going to be comfortable, something that's going to be affordable for you, and also a detector that you're going to be able to understand, because if you don't understand how to set up your detector, you're probably not going to be very successful. So like I said before, feel free to reach out to me and I'll be happy to help you choose a detector that's going to be just right for you. Okay, so once you have your metal detector, you're going to need some other things, such as a digger. Okay, this is the main shovel that I use here. It has a serrated edge on one side here. You can get these with a serrated edge on both sides if you want to as well. But this is a good digger. I recommend it, and again, I will have this down in the description of this video. Since we are discussing diggers, I carry this hand digger right here. Okay, this one also has a serrated, lots of dirt too. Look at that. You're gonna get dirty out here digging. Just one thing you need to know as a new detectorist: you're gonna get dirty. You're playing in the dirt. Anyhow, this here is also got a serrated edge here. Very stout digger here. All right, and again, that's in the description. You'll find a link to these in the description of the video. Very, very good digger. All right. One thing you'll want to consider: it isn't a must. You can find your targets without a pinpointer, but I do recommend that you get a pinpointer, because this will make your life easier when it comes time to finding targets that you've already pulled the plug out and now you want to find the coin or the piece of jewelry or whatever is in the plug. This is going to make it a lot easier for you. So again, this will be down in the description. Now when you're operating your metal detector, I highly recommend you use a set of headphones. Okay, these are Bluetooth headphones for my Minelab Equinox 800. Some detectors will have earphones that are have a cord on them, but I do recommend you wear headphones or earphones to hear your targets better. If it's windy out or anything, there could be traffic going by. There's a lot of different situations where you may pass up a good target because you weren't able to hear it. So you do want to make sure you have a good set of headphones. A finder's pouch, okay? I will also have these down in the description. This finder's pouch, you can carry whatever you want. There's different pouches in here. I carry a brush in here to brush off certain finds that I find. I also carry different, like my water bottle for spraying off coins that are silver, because I don't want to scratch the coins by rubbing the dirt on them. You'll see me rubbing some coins, but for the most part, if it's a silver coin or a gold coin or something like that, you're going to want a spritzer bottle to where you can spray the dirt off of them and preserve the coin. I also carry some toothpicks with me in these prescription bottles. They work good, lids stay on good, so I'll put toothpicks in there to help clean coins off sometimes. This here is another prescription bottle that I've taken different layers of toilet paper and I have layered them in there to where if I find something I don't want scratched, a piece of jewelry, a coin, anything along those lines, I can put them between the layers to where the item is not going to get damaged. Okay, so those are just some things, but in these the big pouch here is for finds like you know, your iron targets or trash or whatever that you can take and throw away later. Okay, and this does have a waistband that goes around your waist, and it also has a leg band that'll strap around your legs so it's not flopping around on your body and stuff. Gloves. Now gloves are very important. I am guilty for not wearing gloves a lot of the time. I really don't like to wear gloves, but it is very important because sometimes when you dig a hole and you reach down in there to find the target or something, there could be a piece of broken glass in there. I'm sorry about the vehicle going by. There could be a piece of broken glass in there that can cut you. You never know. It could be a razor blade, a needle. You just don't know what you're digging up. That's really kind of the beauty about metal detecting. You don't know what the next target's going to be. Now, drop cloth, okay? This is just a towel, okay? Just a kitchen towel that I'm using. You can use whatever you want to. Basically, this is going to be for when you go to parks or somebody's yard. If you're in a nice yard, you're going to want to keep it nice. So when you do dig a plug, and I'm going to demonstrate all this at a park in a little bit, okay? I'm going to demonstrate everything that we're going through here. So stay with me till the end of this video, and we'll demonstrate how all this is used. But a drop cloth is something that you're going to want to carry with you in your pouch. That could be any type of cloth that you want. All right, let's head out to the park. All right, the reason I brought you out to a park is because as a beginner, you're going to end up with more targets out here in a park because people gather here. You're going to have a chance to learn your machine and dig some coins and get the feel for what your detector is trying to tell you on each signal. So one thing I will say is don't expect that every target is going to be a good target, okay? You are going to dig some trash. You're probably going to dig a lot more trash than you are treasure. That's just the way it goes. But when you do find the treasure, it's rewarding. So anyhow, I'm going to go through, we're going to do a little bit of detecting here at this park, and I'm going to go ahead and find a good target and show you how to dig your targets so you can continue with your permissions. Because if you don't dig your targets properly and you make a mess of the yard, or you make a mess of whoever's lawn it is, if it's a park, they're not going to be happy and they're going to tell you to leave. So it's very important that we learn how to dig these targets in a proper way. Let's get started. Okay, as you can hear, I've located a target here. It's a good clean target. And now I want to pinpoint that target to see exactly where it's at. So I'm going to go at it with a different direction. Now I'm going to hit my pinpoint button. Okay, my coil is directly over the target now. So now the circumference of my coil is going to be where I want to dig. So now that I've located a target, I've got my target pinpointed, okay? And it should be just about the center of the coil right there. And I am going to dig around the target, okay? Because I don't want to chance damaging what may be a valuable target. So I'm going to dig around it, okay? Target is here in the center underneath the coil, and I want to dig around it. So I'm going to take my shovel instead of the trowel, the hand trowel, and I'm going to show you how to dig a plug right now. We're going to go ahead and dig this target now. Again, the target is center of my coil, and I'm going to dig around the target so I don't damage the target. So I'm going to use my trowel. I'm going to get this put here, okay? I can see the imprint of my coil right here. So I'm just going to go ahead and dig that, okay? I'm going to dig this around. All right. Just go ahead and dig it most of the way around. You don't want to dig all the way around. You can already see that it is lifted up. So now I just pulled a plug. Can you see that? All right, so now we need to locate the target that is within that hole or in the plug. Okay, so now that we have the plug dug out, I want to use my pinpointer to locate this target. Okay, this is the easiest way to locate your targets. I highly recommend this. This is what they call the Garrett Carrot or the Pro Pointer, and this is a very good waterproof handheld detector basically. So I'm going to turn it on. I hear the target already, okay? So now that I hear the target, we're going to go ahead. We know not to dig right there because we don't want to damage that target. So let's take a look, get a little closer view here, and I'll show you what we find. We'll look at this together. Okay, you can hear, it sounds like a pretty big target right here. Who knows what it is? You just never know. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take my hand trowel now. All right, this is what I'm going to use to dig around. Again, I don't want to dig right on top of the target, which I think is right there. I want to dig to the edge of it, pop that out, and then go back to the pinpointer. Okay, I see the target. All right, now this here, I know what it is. It's right there, and it is basically what I said you would do in the beginning. Dig a lot of trash, but it's not necessarily trash because this is something that you can recycle. All right, recycling is a good thing. It's not going to make you a ton of money, but it is a little bit of money to pay for your batteries. And so we're going to go ahead and dig out this can, and that way, got part of it there, and I'll finish digging this out. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this can in the pouch, and I'm going to take this home with me and recycle it. That way we're cleaning up the atmosphere, we're cleaning up the garbage. Whoever gives you permission to dig is going to be happy that you're cleaning up the garbage. This wasn't really a piece of treasure here, but you are going to dig more trash than you are treasure. So expect that. All right, next we're going to show how to fill your hole back in to where it looks like you haven't been there. All right, so when you go to fill in your hole, this one here, I didn't have to dig much out of it to find the target. So I'm just gonna clean this up. What I like to do is just kind of loosen up the ground a little bit, like this. That gives me room to work. I'm also gonna just kind of loosen this up just a hair. That way, this dirt's dry right now. So now, I'm just gonna go ahead and put this right back in where it was. Okay, I use my fist, but you can stand up and you can step on it, step it down. Okay, from that point, you're just gonna brush the grass like that, and nobody's ever gonna know you were there. Okay. Okay, this target right here is directly under the center of my coil again. So I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna dig around it, okay? And this one is a little bit deeper. So I'm just gonna go ahead, get my plug cut here. Just dig straight edges right around the plug, all right? I'm gonna set my detector down here, and I'm just gonna fold this back. I didn't cut it all the way through, but now I'm gonna take my pinpointer. Okay, I hear it right here, all right? Do you remember the drop cloth I told you about? I'm gonna show you how to use that drop cloth right now. Okay, so I've already dug the plug out, and for this instance, I know that the target is in this plug, all right? It's right about in here. But just for demonstration purposes, I want to show you what this drop cloth, how it's used. Mine's got holes in it because I use it a lot and it's kind of worn out. I need a new one. But you can use any cloth you want. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lay that drop cloth right there next to the hole. All right. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my hand trowel. All right. And let's say that this target's down here, so I want to loosen up this ground in here, and I'm going to take this dirt and I'm going to put it right there on the drop cloth. Okay, see what this does, makes it to where I'm not putting dirt on the grass, because if you put dirt on the grass, then it's just going to be a harder mess to clean up. So now it's on the drop cloth. Right now we're going to go ahead and find that target. Okay, so I know the target's right there. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of loosen this up a little bit. All right. I see it. Okay, so in this instance, we have a coin. This is a penny. It's just a Lincoln cent, but it's a penny, okay? I'm a penny richer today. So now that I have found the target, I'm going to go ahead and I am going to replace the materials back in the ground now to where it's clean and nobody knows that I dug here. All right, so how we do that, I'm just going to put this penny in my pocket. Now I'm going to just take my cloth here with everything in it, like this. I'm going to put it right to the edge of the hole and just dump that dirt right back in there, okay? Just like that. All this is nice and clean. There's no dirt there. And I am going to go ahead and tip this back in. Again, I use my fist. I pound this back down into the ground like this. Brush it out. Can you tell I was there? Nice and clean. Everybody's going to be happy. The park owners or the park maintenance is going to be happy. The landowner is going to be happy. We haven't hurt the lawn any, okay? this is gonna, the roots are gonna settle back in here and just reattach to the outline cut, and you're good to go, and you found your target. So that's how you dig a plug. You want to practice this, okay, you guys? Don't go to a park and just start digging holes. And it doesn't matter if it's a lawn or not. And I'm going to ask you guys to please, whenever you dig a hole, that you fill them in. Even if it's out in the middle of the desert, fill it in. Because a lot of times animals will come along. If it's a horse or a cow or anything else, they can step into that hole and break a leg. A human being can be out there and break a leg. You just never know. But you want to fill in your holes no matter where you're digging. It leaves a better impression on people about treasure hunters, metal detectorists. They say, hey, they take care in doing things properly. So that's the kind of reputation that we want. Okay, you guys, when you are using your metal detector, you don't want to go too fast with your swing and just start moving all over the place. The way this coil works is it's going to detect what is underneath of it. So you want to slow down a little bit, make nice, easy sweeps. And you see how low I'm holding the coil to the ground? I'm actually even sweeping the grass with it, okay? Every sweep, I want to move just a little bit forward, and I'm talking just a few inches, because I want to overlap each swing just like you would if you're mowing a lawn with a lawnmower. You want to overlap where you were last swinging and just move forward very slowly. That way you're covering every inch in front of you, okay? And then you're going to listen for your targets. So keep your coil to the ground. Keep it flat. You don't want to swing in an arc, okay? Keep your coil flat, all right? That's going to take a little bit of practice, but just keep your coil flat, overlap your swings, and don't go too fast. You're good to go. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is just a basic little demonstration. I haven't even found a target here. This is just showing you that you can use your hand trowel to go ahead and dig your plug, just the same as we did with the shovel. Now this has a serrated edge here, and mine's kind of dull right now. I should sharpen it because I use this a lot. But one thing I will say is I do not recommend going to some tool store or a hardware store or anything else and buying a garden trowel, okay? Because that's not going to last you very well. You may think that that's going to save you money by doing that, but it's not. Because the first trip that you go out there with a garden trowel, more than likely you're going to snap the shaft on your trowel, or the handle's going to come off or something like that, and you're going to be without a trowel, and you're out the $5–6 that you spent on that garden trowel. Get yourself a good one, okay? This one will last forever. I've used this one already for 2 years, and it's not bent or anything. It's just a little bit dull, and I can sharpen that. So anyway, we're going to go ahead, and let's say that I've got a target here. I'm just going to use this, just like this. Okay? And there's my plug. Just that easy. So I used the serrated side to cut, okay? I cut towards the serrated side. I don't want to cut towards this back side. It's not going to cut as well. So in order to cut your plug, cut with the serrated side. Again, if you have to, use your drop towel, all right? Put your dirt on the drop towel. Find your target with your pinpointer, okay? Once you've retrieved your target, go ahead and dump the dirt back into the hole like that. Pull your plug back into place. You can stomp it down with your foot if you want. Everything is good to go, and everybody's happy. Well, for those of you that have watched our videos and stuff, you know that this is Benjamin, my son. and he's my treasure hunting partner. I just wanted to, he was a beginning, well, we were all beginning detectorists at one point in time, but I got Ben started out at a young age, and I just wanted to have him share his experience about that. Ben, you know, when you started out detecting as a beginner, I don't know, you were what, 8 or 9 years old when I got you your first detector?
Yeah, my first detector was it was a Technetics, and it was 9 years old. And I remember I believe one of the first places we went detecting with that was up here on top of the hill.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember I found the quarter, and I was extremely excited about just finding a quarter. And just like things like pennies and dimes and things like that. I was really excited about finding at that time. And then the next place we went to was the park over in like the next city.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember there I found a coin spill with this about 4 or 5 coins just neatly stacked on top of each other in a little hole.
Yeah, and I never got to hear the end of that because I was just digging a penny here, a dime there, stuff like that. Ben, here it is, one of his first detecting trips, and he digs this coin spill with quarters, and he out detected me. I mean, that first one, he bragged that up and told me, look at me, you know, how come you're not digging this much treasure? But this was one of his beginning experiences. So what are some of the neater things that you found as a beginning detector?
Probably one of the newer things I found was my first wheatback penny, and just found that about maybe a month ago.
Oh, that's awesome.
And
that was at the ghost town.
Yep.
Yep.
And then then I found a silver ring, a cosmetic ring, and also a gold-plated ring with, I don't know if there's a garnet or a ruby in there or something.
Yep, I remember that. That was a nice ring.
Yeah.
Again, he was bragging up saying, look at this, because I was finding garbage at the time. But yeah, he gets pretty excited on these digs. But yeah, lots of old treasure and stuff like that. But you know, Ben's been detecting now for what, 4 years?
Yeah.
So, and he's found some really neat things that's really put a smile on his face. So you guys, as a beginning detectorist, don't think that you're not going to find treasure just because you're a beginner, okay? We all have the same opportunity out there. Okay, it's just a matter of getting the coil over the right spot and digging your targets. Don't pass up your targets. If you get a good clean beep, and as you learn, you'll learn that there's some targets that aren't so clean that you can dig as well, because you'll just learn. You'll learn what to dig and what not to dig, and you're gonna find some treasure. You just got to get out there, learn your metal detector. A park, a school is a great way to do it. You just want to make sure that you know the laws of your state. Make sure that if you're on private property, you're getting permission from the landowner before you go and dig, okay? You want to keep ethics in mind. Do what's right. Make sure that you fill your holes. Make sure that you leave everything just as if you weren't there. Okay, make everything, all the holes that you dig, fill them back in, make them look clean like you were never there. And you will be getting a reputation as somebody who takes care of things as they detect, which will get you more permissions. I have had people give me permission. I go out there and dig in their yard and they say it looks great, you know, and they start recommending, hey, I've got a friend who lives in an old place that had a schoolhouse on it, and let me give him a call for you, see if he'll let you come up there. And you know what, it gets you permissions. So anyway, you guys, this is just some of the basics of becoming a detectorist. All right, and this is all you really need to know. Again, everything that you're going to need to start metal detecting will be in the links in the description below. And if you have any questions at all, be sure you subscribe to this channel, okay? Subscribe to Sod Busters Metal Detecting. Hit that bell icon so you get notifications every time that we upload a new video. All right, and if you have any questions, if you're not understanding something, feel free to comment on the video below. I always reply. It may take me a couple of weeks at times. It just depends on how busy I am. But I will reply to you and I will answer your question. And so I just want to wish you the very best out there. And I want you to find some great treasure and keep us informed as to what you find. I'd love to hear it. I love to hear success stories. So anyway, I appreciate you joining us here, and we will see you on the next video.